This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. And as always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure by my friend, your friend, my partner in crime, the co-host of Quality Hang. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, dog? How you doing?
Feeling pretty good, a little fatigued. I decided to join a gym again last week. I joined last Monday, so obviously I went for the first time Sunday, and I got it in a little bit, trying to get myself together.
I got to say, you're making that ribbed turtleneck look pretty good. So even if you've only gone to the gym, I'm just saying. I can tell my homeboy when he's looking good. I'm just saying, you're making the turtleneck look good. That's all I'm saying.
One day, I gotta get this. At this age, I need to start pulling everything together.
Pull it together for one last ride, huh? So, have you ever seen the Western The Wild Bunch?
Of course.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, they pulled one last job before it went all to shit, but they had fun pulling that one last job. So yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Movie?
Huh?
Was that the first One Last Job movie?
I don't know if it's the first, but it's easily one of the best.
It's one of the. It might be up there, dude. It might be the first one that I can think of.
No, I love it. Anytime it's on, like, you don't really have this much now because of streaming services, and no one really has cable. But to me, one of the great joys in life is flipping channels and running across a movie that's a favorite of yours that you haven't seen in a long time, and you catch it at or near the beginning. Oh man, The Wild Bunch. Anytime I would catch, Wild Bunch is like a 3.5-hour movie. Like, Sam Peckinpah was just full of cocaine and just did the wildest Western, the longest Western you've ever seen. But anytime I would catch it, because I have it on DVD and all that kind of stuff, but when am I going to pull out a DVD and watch it? But man, when I would run across it on cable, flipping channels from the beginning, hold my calls. I'm not doing anything else for the rest of the day, the evening, what have you. I am locked into The Wild Bunch.
That cast is insane.
Like, oh my God. Yeah, man. Ernest Borgnine, William Holden. Yeah, man. Oh man, it's absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. So much to get into tonight, and thank you for joining us as always. Before we dive into the meat of the show, that's right, I said meat, we thank our presenting sponsor as always. The fine folks at Hot Monk Taverns, 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. And at all 3 locations, they all do the same great things. Fantastic food from a wildly diverse menu, a craft beer selection that is absolutely out of this world. And what I love about Hot Monk the most at all 3 venues is that it's a place for local artists to see and be seen. Yeah, they have touring acts from around the country stop at all of the Hot Monk venues, but for local artists to have a place right in their own backyard to see and, like I said, be seen, I think is what makes Hop Monk special. And there's something for everyone, not just the shows or concerts by musicians or singers or what have you. They have open mic comedy nights, country line dancing nights, trivia night, whatever you're into, that's going down at all 3 Hop Monk locations. So to see what they have coming up entertainment-wise, follow them on all the socials. Check them out at hopmonk.com. But the best way to do it is to experience it for yourself. And by the way, family-friendly joint as well. So you can bring the kids. It is you bring your dogs. Bring them all. Put your kid on a leash and bring the kid. All right? They don't judge. Hop Monk, 3 locations: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. Make sure you check them out. All right, let's get into the show, shall we? We start with the WNBA draft. WNBA draft going down tonight. And the big story so far is a local story, a Bay Area story, which is, of course, why we're leading the show off with it. The Golden State Valkyries selected Flau'jae Johnson from Louisiana State University with the
Man.
8th pick, and everybody was excited. Flau'jae coming to the Bay. She gonna get on the mic with E40. She gonna hoop. She gonna rap. She gonna represent LSU. They were already printing up shirts. Flau'jae to the Bay. And what?
I'm surprised, dude.
15, 18 minutes later, she was traded to the Seattle Storm for Marta Suarez and a second-round pick. Now, I don't follow the WNBA and women's basketball enough to have an intelligent, formed opinion about any of this. I mention all of this to say that people who are WNBA fans, women's basketball fans, Golden State Valkyries fans are all pissed.
Count me among them. I don't know what the plan here is. I don't know what the plan here is because last year's team, literally all they needed was one bucket getter, one Kevin Durant superstar bucket getter.
Yeah.
Amazing defense, great coaching. They could play with anybody. They just needed one person.
Yeah.
They had that one person.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell this was about. And this is like the first time, I feel like this is the first public misstep with the Valkyries, and they're going to have some explaining to do.
Well, the scuttlebutt on social media, take it for what it's worth, is that this is a salary cap situation for the Valkyries. This is a financial situation. Let's just use that term, that word as a catch-all term. It's financial situation for the Valkyries. And like I said, I watched Flau'jae play a little bit, at LSU. But again, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to women's college basketball or the WNBA. So I don't know how good or not good Marta Suarez is, who they got in exchange, or the draft rights
I don't know.
exchange. I don't know.
But let me just say this.
It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to make that move.
If you're any good, everybody knows about you. So
yes, that's
what I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And you got a household name, you got a star. And I'm sorry, I do not buy the salary cap stuff. This is not the Valkyries are not a team that's hurting for money, Rod.
No, they're clearly not. I'm
not
going
for money at all.
I'm going to find
one of the most
this
valuable teams in sports.
I'm going to find this quote from a Valkyries executive, and you want to talk about not a good look. Golden State Valkyries GM Ohima Nainen declined to answer any questions related to the Valkyries strategy regarding their draft day trade. Quote, "When I'm ready to speak on it, I'll speak more about what the strategy is behind it. I'll speak on it, but I don't really speak about my strategy publicly because other teams are watching." She also said that she's tired, and that's another. And I'm not making this up.
I know
this is a direct quote. She said that she is tired, and she also said that she wants to protect the players. But the money part of the quote is she said she was tired and she didn't want to get into the specifics of the trade. So there you go. That should please everyone. There should be nobody getting upset about this move and the explanation behind this move whatsoever. Everything's been cleared up.
This is so weird. This is so weird to me. I sat here and my mom and my brother are gigantic Valkyrie fans, and by osmosis myself included. And I just, I'm flabbergasted. Like, what strategy? Like, unless you are, because they haven't really had any of the big free agent signings, and this is a year when I think 24 All-Stars.
Well, they did make a signing a few days ago.
They did, but it wasn't one of the big ones. And I thought that they would throw money at one of the big ones because they really need a star. They need one person who's going to get that bucket for them. Because offense last year was everything to this team. They could not score. They could not get a bucket when they needed one. And just like the Kevin Durant scenario with the Rockets, that's what the Valkyries were last year.
Mm.
You need to get that one person to score. You had her right there. I don't understand it.
I do find it interesting that people who follow the Valkyries and the WNBA
Mm-hmm.
and people who don't, like myself, who
Yeah.
don't follow, like grind on the
Yeah.
Valkyries and the WNBA, everyone all has the same opinion about this.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make much sense. Like
It
everybody's
doesn't.
like, it's not even. I mean, yeah, some people are saying it's not a good move. It's terrible. You know, and I understand why you would come from that direction, especially if you're a Valkyries fan. So you have people who have already made their opinion about this move known. But for the most part, most people are saying this just doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it.
And I think that tells you everything you need to know. Because when you can get two completely and totally opposite groups of people, people who follow the team in the league and people who don't follow the team in the league, have the same opinion, which is this doesn't seem to make any sense, you've probably made a move that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
That's right. That's
Just a
right.
guess on my part.
That's right. Super logic is what I call that.
Thank you.
It does not make a lick of sense. I am certainly hoping that she does go over her plan, because this team is too good, and people are too excited about it to be making mistakes. I shouldn't say mistakes. To be making decisions like this that the public doesn't understand, that you don't clear up right away.
I hope the Valkyries GM gets a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
I hope she gets some shut-eye tonight. And
she need her Raymond Ritter. That's what she needs.
And you know what? You don't have to do it tomorrow. Get a couple of good nights sleep.
Facts.
And then explain it. Because to say, I'm tired right now and I don't want to explain it. I'm paraphrasing, but to say I'm tired right now and I don't want to explain it, not going to necessarily make people who are either totally confused about this or absolutely pissed off about this. It's not going to change their minds. It just
Amen. Wow.
Hire me as a consultant. So there you go. There's your WNBA draft update for the year. All right, let's get into your Golden State Warriors as they are in the play-in, and a giant cheer rose from the crowd. Yay! Warriors in the play-in, taking on the Clippers. That will be on Wednesday. That is the 9-10 matchup. If you are watching us on X, YouTube, you can see by the graphic that 7-8 seed, or the 7 and 8 seed, the Suns and the Blazers, respectively, will play on Tuesday, if my memory serves me correct. The big news for the Warriors is that, yes, Steph is going to play. So the 5 games that Steph has played, Marcus, since his return, he's gone from 25 minutes to now bumping it up to 30 minutes, but as far as his time on the court. But Steve Kerr did say he will be on a minutes restriction. That Steph Curry will be able to play 30 to 35 minutes, but they won't really push it beyond that. My thing is that if you need Steph Curry to play 40 minutes plus, you probably are going to be in trouble in that game. So I can understand the. And you know, maybe Steve Kerr is saying, because for the Warriors, they're going to have to play 2 games regardless.
Yep.
You know, they just them not being a 7 or an 8 seed, they can't just win and bam, they're in. If they beat the Clippers, then they're going to have to deal with the loser of Suns and the Portland Trailblazers. Even if they lose to the Clippers, they're going to have to deal with the loser of Suns and Clippers. So for me, I don't think it's that big of a deal that Steph is on a minutes restriction. That makes sense because you're going to have to play these 2 games in fairly short order. We know the Warriors are always very cautious when it comes to bringing guys back from injury. I can understand where they're coming from with this mindset. There's, as important as these games are, is it important to push a guy that you're going to need for the next couple of years in a situation where it's desirable, but it's not necessarily optimal? I can understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, and it also infers to me that Steph is not completely healthy.
Yeah, but he's not unhealthy. Does that make sense?
Oh, sure. I mean, they're gonna let him play 35, but if this were a healthy Steph Curry, this topic wouldn't come up, and Steve Kerr certainly wouldn't say, no, we're not gonna push him past 35 minutes.
If this were a 7-game series, I think, well, I mean, they probably would still have the same point of view that early in the series, they're not going to push it past 34, 35 minutes.
Yep.
If you're able to get it to a game 6 or a game 7, then you start to talk about getting it into the high 30s without even thinking about it, and into the low 40s if the situation calls for it. If you have to go deep in the game with Steph, or if it happens to go into overtime. So, like I said, I
and they only get one shot at this. Like this one and done. So if they don't win this, his minutes are not gonna matter.
Exactly. So I understand where they're coming from. But for the Warriors, this is the world that they're living in now, mainly due, if not exclusively due to the fact of all the injuries that they suffered over the course of this year. So you get in, you're in the playoffs. Okay, that's great. I'm never going to say no to the playoffs. You don't get in, you get into the lottery. And as we saw with the Tankathon this year in the NBA, getting into the lottery is a very desirous situation for a lot of NBA teams. And
it also makes, I know a bunch of teams are tanking this year, and it also makes sense because this is supposed to be an extremely good year for the draft. So folks are really trying to get in there and get their draft done. So maybe the Warriors get lucky, get a good spot in the lottery, and snag that number 1 overall pick. That would be shocking.
That would.
But Dallas did it.
That piss a lot of folks off if that happened.
It sure would.
What do you think, though? Think the Warriors pull it off?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying if I was a betting man, I would be laying heavy money that they have no chance of getting it.
Do they lose to the Clippers Wednesday, one and done, quick exits, or do they beat the Clippers and have to fight it out with whoever loses that 7-8 matchup between the Suns and the Trailblazers?
Well, I guess, either the streak continues or they break it. 9 straight losses on the road to the Clippers. That's telling you something. So even when they've been good, they still can't beat the Clippers in LA. So it just doesn't feel strong to me.
You do get Al Horford back, albeit on a minutes restriction, but you do get Al Horford back for this game coming up on Wednesday.
But the Clippers get Kawhi back, so
yeah, he's all right.
I just don't see it. I don't see it. And they're just a deeper team.
Yeah,
they seem to be healthier. They seem to be a little bit younger. Again, this Warriors team is capable of pulling off one game, and especially with Steph back, they can beat somebody. I just don't see it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Here's how I think it's going to shake out. I think they beat the Clippers on Wednesday. The problem becomes having to play 2 high leverage games in a fairly short amount of time, and also either the Suns or the Trailblazers, whoever the loser is in that 7-8 matchup, is a team that's going to give the Warrior fits, particularly the Blazers.
If it's the Blazers, it's a wrap.
The Blazers have just, all season long, have absolutely owned the Warriors, and the Suns are a team that could give the Warriors a whole lot of issues. So to me, if the Warriors were in that 7-8 matchup, and it was just a win and you're in, like, okay, yeah. But the fact that it's going to take 2 wins for the Warriors in a short amount of time, and that second win, the Clippers are already going to be a tough out for the Warriors, as you talked about, the problems they've had with them down in LA. The Clippers are already a tough issue. You beat them, that's great. Now you got to go and beat either a Blazers team that has had a problem for you all year long, or a Suns team that is, we don't go necessarily call them world beaters, but that Suns team, not a bad outfit, comparatively speaking, to a lot of other teams in this league that just absolutely punted on the season. So
I will say I like this new kid that the Warriors have brought in, the 6'10" kid. What's his name? Bassey?
Charles Bassey, yeah.
I'm enjoying this kid. He is everything that they have needed and have not had.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
Physical.
Yep.
Athletic. Can actually score around the rim. You know, they've missed so many bunnies at the rim the last few years. It's insane. So he could stick. He could definitely stick. If this isn't a mirage. If this isn't like a Linsanity type of thing where he comes out balling for a few games and all of a sudden he turns into a pumpkin.
When we do the show on Thursday, we'll get into what we think will happen throughout the playoffs. We'll just stick here with the play-in. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors taking care of business against the Clippers on Wednesday. That 7-8 matchup, whoever they see coming out of that, I think the road ends there for the Warriors. Flip it over to the East and the play-in tournament games over there. Sixers, Orlando. I'm gonna go with
Orlando should win. Like this really shouldn't even be. But they're so like weird.
They haven't impressed me at all. I thought Orlando was ready to take.
Me too.
A couple of steps, and I know they've had some injury issues, but what I've seen from Orlando, none of it has thrilled me. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what their issue is. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's buy-in from the players. They have enough talent. There's no way this team should be 8th.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah. So
I would agree.
They should win.
I would agree with that. Hornets Heat. I mean, I'm on that Hornets bandwagon, baby. I'm with it.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what switch was hit. But something happened to these Hornets where they out here spanking people.
Well, Knippel can play first and foremost.
Yes.
LaMelo Ball. I mean, them balls are just world-class goofballs. I promise you, I did not plan that whatsoever. But LaMelo Ball can play.
But what got him to the point where he's playing with intention?
He's always been talented. Well, I think because they're winning, by Hornets standards. I mean, obviously they haven't won anything of note. I mean, hell, they're fighting just to get into the playoffs to possibly end up being roadkill by way of the Detroit Pistons. But I think once Knippel got there and they actually started winning some games, it seems to me that Ball, again, I don't think he's a very mature. I just don't think he's a very mature dude, and I don't even mean that as a slam. I just mean that he's just a young kid with crazy talent and a lot of money, 100%. And he plays and acts like a young kid with crazy talent and a lot of money.
Undisciplined,
and exactly. But I think winning and understanding what it takes to win. I think that's starting to resonate with him. And I think, and I wish this is a guy the Rockets needed because they need a point guard. Once Kobe White got there, that gave the Hornets an extra dimension. They were already a good, young, athletic, get up and down, high flying team. Now with Kobe White coming off the bench, you got some stability, you got some scoring, you got a guy who can get them young dudes organized, and they got a star in Knippel. So I don't think they're going to make the Pistons do a whole lot of sweating, especially since the Pistons are getting Kate Cunningham back. Yeah. But in a 1-game or 2-game situation in this play-in, man, I'm down with the Hornets. I'm down.
Yeah, they should win. They should win. Yep. We'll see how much maturity they have when they go up against an Eric Spoelstra coach team. It's not uncommon for Spoelstra and one of his squads to upset somebody here.
Yeah. But I would lean more on coaching, and you're right about Spoelstra. I mean, clearly he's one of the greatest coaches in the history of the league. But I would lean more on coaching, and I would even say this, in the case of Steve Kerr, even though Tyronn Lue is a very good coach, that it's hard to lean on coaching for 1 game in a series. Yes, 100% coaching matters. But for 1 game, I just think it's who you got. Who you got?
I think the difference here would be the ability for Spoelstra to keep his team disciplined and on game plan against a team that is this is a high leverage game for the first time for all these guys.
That's fair. That's
and
fair.
So I think that in this case, that might be their edge. But
That's fair.
if it comes down to just talent, and if the Charlottes get up and start getting hot and the crowd is going crazy, it's going to be a wrap pretty quickly.
That's fair. That is 100% fair. So again, for the Warriors, they get back in action against the Clippers, and I think the Warriors actually stayed down in LA because they played them last night.
Right.
I don't know about that.
Well, yeah,
I don't know about that. But
I know the Warriors aren't tanking.
No. Of course not.
But how bad do you think they really want to win this game? Like I know Curry and Draymond, those guys really want to win. I know the players want to win, but I'm like, do they really?
I think because they have a chance to play, they want to win.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't, ain't nobody gonna be upset about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
ain't nobody, ain't no tears gonna be shed. Ain't gonna be like, oh man, we missed an opportunity to do something special. I think because you have an opportunity to play, and there are somewhat high stakes. You know, we're talking about two play-in games for the Warriors, and then your opportunity to go and deal with the defending champs and the best team in basketball, OKC. So there's your prize. But yeah, it's still basketball. It's still meaningful basketball and a chance to play meaningful playoff basketball. But if you don't get it, I mean, what did they win? 36 games this year. They were a severely injured team. You know, if there were serious efforts to play real basketball by other teams like Memphis and Dallas and Utah is the biggest offender. You know, those teams that were actively and nakedly tanking, if they actually tried to play real basketball this year, they would have leapfrogged the Warriors, and those teams would have been in the playoffs. 36 wins should not get you into the play-in.
For real.
It shouldn't. But the reason it does is because of those teams behind the Warriors, that the Warriors, even in their oft-injured state, they couldn't out-terrible the teams that were actively tanking.
Yeah. And listen, I am not advocating for them to tank. I think if you're out there playing, you should be playing to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they will. They 100% will do that. But if they lose, all right, whatever. You know what? Take a couple of months off and then try to get it together for next year with Giannis or LeBron.
Dude, can I just say, listening to Warrior fans talk about we've got Kawhi in our back pocket. We got LeBron. No, you don't. You do not. None of those players are coming here. None of them. They're not coming.
You might be right, but I don't know.
Don't do it.
I don't know.
They're not coming.
I don't know.
They have no chance at winning anything if they come here, Rod. That's not a team that's going to win a title.
Yeah, but staying in Milwaukee ain't going to do nothing for Giannis.
Well, that's for damn sure. But if he's going to go, he's going to put himself. I'm thinking if he goes to New York.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But I would think the Warriors would be in the mix. I don't know. I mean, listen, this is all fantasy land, nonsense.
I don't see the Warriors with enough salary cap room to make that work. Because even if you get a Kawhi or you get Giannis, the stuff you got to give up is going to make this team put them in the same place they are in this year. I just don't see it making any sense.
I don't know. You can have Brandon Pajemski, and this is not a slam against Brandon Pajemski. I'm just saying you can have Brandon Pajemski. I know it's not a 1-for-1 deal, but you can have Brandon Pajemski and a handful of other guys as well. And it's probably going to take. I mean, and this is where it starts to get real goofy because I don't pay attention to all the NBA sort of machinations about what you can and cannot do. Can the Warriors give up the pick in this year's draft?
They can.
Yeah, would I do that? Would I do that for Giannis? Yes.
But would Milwaukee do that?
They'd be crazy not to in this draft, especially if it's a high enough pick.
I
It'd be
think
crazy not to.
I think they can get better. I don't think the Warriors can give them the best deal.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I think they can do much better.
That's fair. That's
with
fair.
other teams.
That's 100% fair. So again, Warriors Clippers on Wednesday. Let's get to the San Francisco Giants. We are through 10% of the 2026 Major League Baseball season, and the San Francisco Giants are sitting at 6-10. And it's a 6-10 that, even though it's early, Marcus, it does not look good because it's still early. Still very, very early. But I ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
What are the Giants good at? What do the Giants, on a game in, game out basis, what can they look around at each other in the clubhouse or in the dugout and go, if we do this on the baseball field, if we do this, we can win this baseball game? What do they do well in that regard?
What do they do well, or what can they do? I think.
But what do they not can when umpire says play ball?
I mean,
what can the San Francisco Giants do? What can they pull out of their back pocket, throw it on the table, and go, if we do this, we can win this baseball game?
I said at the outset that I don't think this is going to be a very good team. My belief was not that. I feel like this is the same team they had last year. And this could eventually turn around. It's only a few games in, so they could go on a 9-game winning streak and turn this thing around. I don't see this as a very talented team.
And I ask you this question because I already knew the answer. Right now, very early. 16 games into the season.
Yeah.
We haven't even played a full calendar month. Right now, there's not one baseball-related thing the Giants are good at. There's not one thing that they can do over the course of a 9-inning game where they are better than whoever they happen to see on the field. I thought, and again, it's early, but I thought the one thing that they would be able to do this year, up and down the lineup, okay, understanding that you're going to have ebbs and flows. Dudes get hot. Dudes get cold. Dudes are just kind of It's a 162-game season. You're going to have fluctuations. You just don't want them to be wild fluctuations. But I thought right off the rip that the Giants were going to be a team that could hit, that no matter the situation, they would be able to put up enough runs on a day in and day out basis to win baseball games. Again, it's early. But what I thought I would see from the Giants offensively, we just absolutely have not seen. Because offensively, they 15th, 29th in runs. They are last in home runs. They are last in walks.
Ouch.
And they swing and miss at the fastball almost more than any other team in Major League Baseball. So offensively, and these guys are the worst offenders. Their outfield, you're getting absolutely nothing from them. Again, understanding it's early, very, very early. I know Patrick Bailey is a catcher, but that's your outfield right there. There's center fielder at the top, hitting a robust $115. Jung-Hoo Lee, 185. Elliot Ramos, he's the leader of the crew, hitting 224. Devers, I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about Devers at all. I think he's going to hit to the back of his baseball card, but he's one of the worst offenders in terms of not being able to catch up to fastballs. And Patrick Bailey, Patrick Bailey is not long for the starting job as long as he's doing what he's not doing at the plate offensively. And Daniel Susac is proving to be better offensively than Patrick Bailey, albeit very early going on in this season, and seems to be just as, if not more, adept at throwing guys out behind the plate. And Patrick Bailey, what was he known for? You get him in there for his defense, throwing guys out and also being able to frame pitches.
Yeah.
Now you kind of don't need a guy who can frame
You don't
pitches
need to frame pitches.
because you got the ABS system. So what, it's like that old thing from Office Space. What exactly do you do here? Because you ain't hitting. Daniel Susac is, and oh yeah, by the way, he seems to have a cannon for an arm. But to get back to the point, I thought offensively the Giants up and down the lineup were going to hit. And it is very early going on in the season. They're just absolutely not doing that. Like I said, they strike out not a ton, but strike out too much for commiserate with how much they do or do not hit. And
it's glaring
they walk
when you're
a lot.
not scoring.
Don't walk enough. They're not scoring. Pitching wise, I don't know if they have the depth. I don't know when we start to have uncomfortable conversations about Logan Webb and the Giants bullpen. Not good by any stretch of the imagination at this point. And defensively, they're not a good fielding team. They got 10 errors. And oh, by the way, the Giants are last in stolen bases. So I asked you that question with the Giants. When they go into a baseball game tomorrow in Cincinnati, when they go into that game, what can they collectively look at each other and say, if we do this, we'll win? They can't necessarily rely on their pitching.
Nah.
They can't rely on their offense.
I mean, I guess.
Can't rely on their defense, and they're not a very fast team.
I guess maybe the silver lining is with all that news, you're still what, 4 games under 500?
It's still early.
Yeah, so
It's
maybe that's something. I expect that that's going to be a platoon situation with Bailey anyway at some point, right?
I don't know if you really want to get into platoon situations with your catchers. I just think this. Boy, there's something I want to say, but I'm gonna say it like this.
Yeah,
and
let's troll him, Rod. Let's get him mad.
I have this on very good authority.
Oh, okay.
That Patrick Bailey. I want to be very careful on how I say this. That the Giants front office, they've been wanting more out of Patrick Bailey for the last couple of years. And the spot for Bailey was starting to get hot late last year. But you may remember offensively, Patrick Bailey turned it around. Okay. Now he wasn't, he wasn't Pudge Rodriguez out there, but he wasn't a zero at the plate.
Yeah.
But before that, there were people in the Giants organization who were very unhappy with Patrick Bailey's whole get down, as far as him being the everyday catcher for the San Francisco Giants. I understand. I mean, I know that we're just doing one of 38 million YouTube shows. I'm not saying that if I say what I really want to say, all of a sudden it's going to be a big firestorm. But I try to be very careful that not violating confidences.
Sure.
But I know for a fact there are people in the Giants organization who have been lukewarm, not even lukewarm, just absolutely ice cold on Patrick Bailey. Then he turned it around late last season. So now you get to this season and he's struggling at the plate. That pitch framing thing is a non-issue at this point because of ABS. And you got Susac in there. If he continues to not hit, forget platooning. Susac's your everyday dude until proven otherwise.
Hey, man, sometimes you need to do something drastic to shake things up and wake things up. And this may be that thing.
Yeah, but when do you start doing that kind of
there's
16 games into the season.
Right? There's a pretty delicate balance of in sort of rushing and panicking only 15 games, 16 games into the season and allowing yourself to fall further and further behind because the Dodgers ain't tripping.
Well, I mean, yeah, literally and figuratively. If Bailey continues to go in a negative direction hitting wise, it's not a panic move to Susac in every day and Bailey, either is on the bench or goes down to AAA. That's not a panic move. The panic moves would be, oh my God, we got to get Bryce Eldridge up here. Oh my God, we got to start getting these guys out of the minors. Drew Gilbert, he's got to come back. Like, to me, those would be the reactionary moves. I think the Bailey for Susac, I think, to me, that's almost a common sense situation.
Well, boy, I tell you, this is not pretty.
No, it's not by any stretch of the imagination. It is not.
You can't wait too long.
Yeah.
You got to wait, but you can't wait too long.
Yep. I mean, to be 29th in runs, to have the fewest walks in baseball, a team that has a fairly high, or depending on which way you look at it, too high of a strikeout rate, and also, bottom wise in terms of home runs, that's just a bad deal. So to me, for the Giants, and I don't know what this thing is. Well, I guess it's going to have to be offensively. They've got to find something that they're good at, that they can hang their hat on. They have to find it. If they don't find at least one thing, baseball wise, that they can roll it there every day and go, if we do this, if we get on base, we run, we can manufacture runs, we can score. If our defense, we're not going to kick the ball around, we're going to make spectacular plays, that's going to be enough to get us out of trouble spots. That's going to be enough to have our pitchers stay in games. That's going to be enough to supplement our pitchers if they are having a less than stellar outing. If the Giants could tighten it up defensively, like, okay, fine, we can hang our hats on that. All of a sudden, if they start to become a team that is a little bit more, or a lot more, patient at the plate, and they become a team that generates walks, gets on base, and maybe makes some things happen on the base paths as far as ripping and running and causing havoc, these are things that the Giants can rely on. But right now, I can't see anything that the Giants are particularly good at, like I said, that they can hang their hat on, or something that they can go into any game knowing, if we do this, if we do X, we do Y, we do Z, we will have a chance to win. Those games. Let's see if we can get Marcus back into the mix. I'll just talk about the Giants, just completely and totally fried. Marcus says, wait a minute, are you in the dark?
I'm in the dark, dude.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's get Marcus in the mix here.
This is dedication.
What happened, dog?
Dude, the power went out in the whole neighborhood. Hang on. I'm trying to walk around. Hang on.
In the dark? Well, let's not break a toe walking around in the dark here.
Hang on. I'm going upstairs.
Okay.
Look, babe, I got motion sensor lights right here.
I got motion sensor lights. I'm going to go outside and see what's going on. I might get in the car and turn on.
No, but you don't have to do that, for God's sakes. We'll just end the show. We've already done 45 minutes.
Wait, they have power over there. Oh, that's
So,
this is funny.
Marcus's neighborhood has lost power, and Marcus being dedicated to the game.
So about the Giants.
No, I think we're done with the Giants. Yeah, I mean, listen.
Oh, hang on.
Speaking of power outages, yes, the San Francisco Giants are not a very good offensive team.
Exactly. Let's see if I can get one of these. See if I can.
Are you going to get a flashlight and tell us a ghost story?
Yeah. Look for one. I get one of these portable lights to work. Yeah.
I'm gonna take myself off the stage, and then we'll just have Marcus.
That's my phone.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm trying to get a little flashlight in here.
Oh, here, do the power. Here, babe. Power.
Let me see. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Walking around in the dark with Marcus' eyes.
Oh. There we go.
Brighter.
Look at that. Damn, I look like I'm coming out of a Harry Potter movie. Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh, shit.
There we go.
Still looking good in that turtleneck, though, brother. Still looking good in that turtleneck.
All right, I'm gonna see if can you hear me, Rod?
No, I can hear you. Everything's
I
great.
can't hear you now.
You can't hear me now?
Hang on.
1 2 1 2.
Everyone can see and hear me, is what it's
Marcus
telling me.
Marcus has lost
All
power
right. Well,
in his
I
neighborhood.
lost your voice. I can't hear you, Rod.
1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2.
Let's see. All right, damn.
Nah, it's all good.
I can't hear a word. Oh my God.
So, folks who are just joining us are wondering what in the hell are these two guys doing? Marcus has lost power. And,
Can you hear me?
I can absolutely hear you.
I just can't hear you.
You just can't hear me. Yeah. Well, it's hard to do a show when one person cannot hear the other. So we
You're
will take
looking
that
really
as a
earnest
sign
when you're speaking.
from the good Lord
That's a good
that it is
sign.
time to shut this bad boy down, which is exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm gonna scribble Marcus a note and tell him that we will end the show. Let's
Wow. I look fat in this sweater. Good God Almighty.
show.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, you got me?
Oh, there you went. You were there, and then you.
Oh,
lost you.
I came and went. There's a joke in there somewhere, isn't it?
Let's see. Okay, I got a generator. Yep. It's gonna be
Let's see if
hard
we
to
can do
wake
it.
up in the morning.
Can you hear me now?
I guess.
Can you hear me
I
now?
should get some weed and go to sleep. Ain't nothing working. This battery powered light. I hope the food don't spoil in the fridge. Well, this has been a fun show, Rod. What would make it perfect is if I was getting my hair cut right now. That would be so swell. That'd be perfect.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for
sign off.
episode 98.
Fill me in. Love y'all. If you don't hear from me in the next day or so, send help. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all.
See ya.